we are back. We're back. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Tamia Nicole, and this is Tamia's Journal. I make the videos that you guys like to watch, and I enjoy making them for you. Welcome back to my channel. Lots of things have changed. Your girl is doing vlogs now, and I was just thinking, like, I was just sitting here this morning doing some work, and I was like, you know what, I need to get back to my roots. Like, I need to start doing the school videos again. If you were watching me during my undergrad years, you know that I was 100% about school all the way. Like, all of my videos were about psychology tips and tricks, the program, the major, all of these things, the real tea about the college that I attended. So I was like, why not keep you guys up to date with some grad school things? Like, I'm in grad school now. I am now in a counselor education program to become a licensed clinical mental health counselor in my state where I stay. It was definitely, I'm not going to say a long journey, because looking back, I mean, 2 or 3 years out of college, kind of, like, it was good for me to help me realize, like, is this exactly what I wanted to do? Because I always knew I wanted to be a counselor. But after I finished undergrad, I was like, do I really want to go back to school? And here I am. So yeah, I'm back. I'm in my 2nd semester, and I'm also in my practicum, which is like the mini internship before the internship. And I remember before, like, I applied to graduate school, I knew no one in graduate school, and the people I knew, like, we weren't really close. So I really, like, none of my family has been to college. Me and my friend, like, we're all around the same age, so we weren't, like, sure how the process was. So today I'm going to show you guys how to write a personal statement. So I have all of my things in this book right here, and we're gonna just go down the list. So you guys might be asking, what is a personal statement? So a personal statement can go by a few names. It might be a personal statement, it might be a statement of intent. Whatever it's called is usually pretty much the same thing. A personal statement is like a brief writing that you do that lets the university or the program know a little bit more about you and why you might be a good fit for their program. So you're kind of like pitching yourself to the school. Not even just the school, the people specifically in the program that you're trying to get into. So for me, for counselor education, I had to write about what has gone on in my life that has landed me here. Why do I want to be in this program? So before you begin writing, there are a few things that you want to ask yourself. The first thing that you want to ask yourself is, what are my career goals and how will this program help me achieve them? When you're applying to go to grad school, you're applying to progress into a certain career field or to gain more skills in a certain or specific program or major. Grad school kind of differs from undergrad because undergrad is more general and broad. So you're going to take other classes like English, math, etc., and it may have nothing to do with what you actually want to learn. So for me, I have a degree in psychology, and I was taking like English classes, statistics, which is into psychology, but I was taking a lot of things that weren't necessarily exactly what I wanted to learn about. Grad school is the complete opposite. Like, you're learning about a very specific thing. The second thing you want to ask yourself is, what have you done in the past that has prepared you for the program? Or in other words, like, what have you learned? So for me, my personal statement, I included some of the courses I took that directly affected my decision to apply to the program. I included like things that I've learned in these courses. I included research experience. Now, everybody is not going to have research experience depending on your major, but as far as like classes, maybe where you've worked, all of those things, that's another question that you should be asking yourself. Third thing is, what I want to communicate about myself. What do I want them to know? Usually a personal statement or a statement of intent that has a length requirement, and they usually don't want you to go over that. So kind of think about the most important things that you want them to know. And then this is just in general, how has your life experiences shaped you into being the ideal candidate for the program? And that just kind of ties in everything else that I just said. So kind of ask yourself some of these questions before you begin writing. Now let's get into the actual writing. Let's get into the actual format that I kind of use. I use this specific format. Some of the things are different, some of the things are the same, but pretty much this format is what I use. So first, the introduction. So excuse me if I'm looking over here. As you can see, the light is shining from my computer, so that is what I am looking at because I'm going to be reading. So my introduction reads, education has created opportunities for me that no other aspect of my life could have. Coming from a low-income background and being the first person to graduate from college on both sides of my family, it is safe to say that being a student has saved me. In my years attending the University of blank, I have acquired research and academic experience in the field of psychology, as well as new outlooks on mental health and how it affects different components of a person's life. This is my introduction. This is just like, this is who I am, and these are the things that I'm going to be talking about basically. So in your introduction, I'm not going to say you need like a hook sentence, but I will say that you will definitely want to grab the attention of the person who is reading it. So in grad school, I'm pretty sure the admissions counselors or admissions officers or whatever they're called, I'm pretty sure they go through hundreds of applications, and you want to be remembered. If it comes down to you and somebody else, you want to have something that they're like, oh, I remember what they said, right? Second thing is, what made you interested in the field? What made you interested in the program? So for me, again, like I said, coursework, research experience kind of made me interested. Like I said, I always knew I wanted to be a counselor, but there were certain points in my life in undergrad where I was like, it's a little bit more interesting to me versus when I didn't know anything about it. So I just talked about like my courses in clinical psychology and the things that I've learned about, such as intake and ethics and all of those things. But I also did say that cultural issues were taught, but that's something that I'm looking forward to learning more about. So I was like, even though I did learn about this briefly, like I'm interested in what the program has to offer as far as cultural issues and cultural competence and things of that nature. So I feel like that's kind of like giving them their props. Like, I know you guys can teach me, like, and I need to be taught. So the third thing is your academic background or achievements. So again, this is like your research. Your GPA is kind of already like on your resume, so I wouldn't put that like on a pedestal or have that stand out, because your GPA, I mean, you're applying to the program, you have to have a certain GPA anyway. So I really wouldn't put that. But like I said, research experience, work experience. So I did mention that even though like I have all of this experience from my university and like being in school, that wasn't the only thing that kind of helped me make my decision. Working with children in different settings of different ages kind of pushed me to go ahead and apply, because I was like, I know this is something I could do. I work with children all the time. I'm pretty much you know, a children's person. I would say a people's person, but not really, not naturally, just because I'm a little bit more I'm not as social as a lot of people. But I was just like, you know, my work with children, I have all of this work in my actual work life, such as working in a school and teaching and all of the things that are in the background of that and everything that comes with that as well. And then I worked Title I middle school, so I had a lot of skills that kind of showed that, okay, I'm prepared for what this program has to offer. 4 is your personal qualities and strengths. So are you usually a patient person? What are some things that showcases your patience? Are you a multicultural competent person? What are some situations that you were in to showcase that? So always back up like your characteristics. Always back up anything that you're writing with examples. And then lastly, your last paragraph, of course, is going to be your conclusion paragraph, which is going to include your future goals. What do you plan on doing with your degree? Do you plan on, for me, opening a practice and working with a specific group of people, or Do you plan on starting your own business, or do you plan on working with low income families, or whatever you choose to do with your degree? Obviously, I'm in counseling, so this is like more catered to the counseling program. But if you're in something such as tech, being an engineer, whatever you're into, kind of tailor it to that. And then lastly, as you're writing, these are just some important considerations to remember. So the first thing is to change your personal statement based on the program. So for me, I applied to 2 different programs, and one was like statement of intent, and the other one was a personal statement, which is pretty much the same thing. So it was pretty much the same piece of writing that I used, but I just changed my conclusion paragraph to kind of match the program that I was applying to. And then also the length requirements were different, but really the same. So I got lucky because the other school that I applied to, it was 2 pages and it was double space. So the requirement was 2 pages, but it was double spaced. And then the program that I'm actually in, that I applied to, it was 1 page, single space. So I just kind of like put the double spaced 2 pages into 1 page, and it fit perfectly. So really, I just used kind of the same format and the same piece of writing, and then just kind of tweaked it to the program that I was applying to. That just means adhering to the program's requirements. Like I said, length requirements. They may ask different questions. They may not even want the same format. One personal statement or one program's requirements may be you answer these questions a page each, and the other one might be just like write your own personal statement, 1 to 2 pages. So it really just depends on the program that you're applying to, and make sure you know those requirements. And then lastly, I cannot stress this enough: proofread, proofread, proofread. As someone who is leaving undergrad and applying for grad school, there should be no grammatical errors. There should be no spelling mistakes. There should be none of that, okay? If you see a red line, change it. And there's so many adults who just don't seem to understand that. And honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's the education system. Who knows, right? Because like when you see a red line under a word or under a phrase in Microsoft or Google, whatever you use, that should be common knowledge to change it, right? Right, especially after undergrad. So make sure that your paper is clean. It doesn't have any marks. Make sure you have other people proofread it. Now I had my best friend proofread it, and she wasn't in grad school at the time. Like we literally applied for grad school the same year, and like we're both in grad school now. But we had no clue. Like she had no clue what to look for. I really didn't know what to look for. Like I sent it to other people, but I don't think anybody had time to read it. So I was like very pressed to go ahead and get it over with and send it. So I just sent it off, and then I got the interview, and then I got in. So yeah, it was definitely a long, difficult process, but it's over now, and I'm into the program that I wanted to be in, and I'm working with clients, and it's just a great beautiful thing, because this is what I know like I want to do. That is the end of the video. Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. If you guys want to see more videos about grad school or just school in general, undergrad, GRE, tips and tricks, all of those things, go ahead and comment below, and I'll go ahead and make those videos for you. So see you guys later. Bye.